Welcome to the Finance Savvy CEO series. I'm your host, Marguerite Presley Davis, former Wall Street financial analyst turned financial strategist for small business owners and entrepreneurs, a financial expert, angel investor, speaker, author, and creator of Your Profit Playbook. This is a series where I take you by the hand to calm the confusion and overwhelm over finances, to give you step-by-step strategies to help you master the financial side to running a business and ultimately transform you into a finance-savvy CEO. All right, you guys, I totally get it. Business finances, they're not the easiest thing in the world. It can become a little stressful. But what I'm going to do today is I'm going to give you 8 tips that will make business finances so much less stressful for you. So let's dive in. Okay, tip number 1 to making your finances much less stressful is to focus on one business goal at the time. See, what often happens is we feel like we have to do all the things. And because we feel like we have to do all the things, we get overwhelmed. And we try to figure out, well, if I want to do all the things, what is it going to cost me to do all the things? How am I going to manage it financially? But here's the thing. What I want you to do is pick one goal at a time to focus on that will require financial support. Now, let me give you an example of what I mean by this. Say that in your business, you're looking to hire a new employee. She'll be your very first employee that you're bringing on, so there'll be a cost associated with it. Say you also need some new equipment that's going to help you to do your craft faster, maybe better quality, the whole nine. Now, there's going to be a cost attached to it also. And also, let's just say you want to go into new office space. You're tired of working out of your home, you're so over it, and you want office space. Now, these are really real things that could be going on at any one time for a business owner. So you have employee that you're trying to bring on, you have equipment that you're trying to buy, and you're trying to move into this new office space. All great things to want to do to grow and scale your business. But here's the thing, if we focus on each one of those things all at once, we're going to get overwhelmed. We're going to feel stressed out. So what I want you to do is for all of the things that you want to do, all those goals, business goals that you have, the ones that require those financial outputs, pick one to focus on first. And you're going to pick this one to focus on first based upon what will be most impactful in your business. So ultimately, all you're doing is you're prioritizing that business goal, and you're going to say, I'm going to focus on this one for now, I'm going to achieve it, and then I'm going to move on to the next one. That way, you're not splitting funds in your business. You're not putting a little bit here for this, a little bit here for that, and then ultimately, you don't have enough for anything. But if you focus on one, focus on the financial goal to accomplish it, you're set. It's going to mitigate a ton of stress for you. All right, number 2. You guys, we have invoices, and sometimes those invoices just don't get paid. Maybe you just haven't had enough time to go and drop that invoice off, to send it, whatever the case may be. So this tip number 2 is going to save you a ton of stress. Automate your accounts receivable. What I might mean by that is for any invoice or any receivable that you have that a client owes you, automate it. Automate the reminders. Automate it from the fact of if you already have their credit card information that they've authorized for you to use, set up reoccurring billing. Meaning if they owe you on the 1st of every month, don't wait to the 1st of every month to send them that invoice. Don't wait to the 1st of the month to call them. Have that process automated so it's something that you don't have to think about. Have it automated, that payment's due, it's coming into you. And for them, what you'll also find is the customers actually like it as well. Your clients they don't like being late on their invoices or have those outstanding accounts receivables. That's not fun for them either. So when it's automated for them and it's just something that can seamlessly happen without them having to put extra brain power that we don't have, it's a win-win for both of you. Going to relieve a lot of stress there, guys. All right, tip number 3 is actually to build a tax savings plan. Now, you may not know what a tax savings plan is, so let me break it down for you. All a tax savings plan is you're putting money aside automatically on a month-to-month basis that's going towards paying your estimated tax bill. So here's how it works. Based on the projections you have of the sales or the revenue that you're going to bring in, there's going to be costs associated with that, and ultimately you'll have net income, in which part of that net income you got to it because taxes had to be paid on those sales that you made. So ultimately, what you want to do is you want to have projections as far as how much are you typically going to have to pay out in taxes. Based on this number, what you're going to do is every month you're going to have a certain dollar amount that's going to the savings account to put aside so that when it is time to pay those taxes, you are not scrambling trying to find the funds. They've already been paid. They are right in that savings account that you have that is specially for taxes. You know, one of the things that when I talk to a lot of clients, it's the taxes that give them a lot of anxiety, not because of the amount that they have to pay. Sometimes it's the amount, but it's all about them not being prepared. It becomes this shocker to them what they have to pay in. But what you want to do is spend the time to estimate based on your last year's or your previous year's performance what you can expect to pay, and as well as what you're going to project to do this year. Make it automatic, you guys. Put that money aside for taxes so it's one less thing on your plate that you're stressed about. All right, next tip. Make sure that you know, I'm going to say this one again, make sure that you know exactly how you're going to pay yourself. Not being able to pay yourself as the owner of your business is one of the most stressful things for any business owner, hands down. I talk to business owners every single day, my clients, non-clients alike. And one of the number one problems is they say, I haven't paid myself in months. Some of them I've even heard haven't paid themselves in years. There's no way that by not paying yourself, it's going to be anything but stressful. So I want you to create a plan for how you're going to pay yourself. There should be no instances where you feel like I don't know how I'm going to get paid. When you determine what are those expenses that you have that's a part of your financial plan that I talk a ton about, is how much are you paying yourself? How will you get paid? Where is this coming for? How much from every sale that you make is going towards yourself? This isn't something that it's not a negotiable if you get paid or not. It's a non-negotiable. The key is just how much you're going to pay yourself, and you're going to take it off of the top when that sale is made versus waiting to see what you have left. So sit down and make the plan around how you're going to pay yourself. I'm telling you, this is going to be one of the top ways that you're going to relieve a lot of stress around your finances. All right, let's keep going on. Now, one of the things that I hear a lot is, well, I'm worried if something goes wrong in my business, like how will I be able to, deal with it from a financial perspective? So here is a tool that I want you to put in place that's going to relieve a lot of stress. Make sure you have the proper business insurance coverage, okay? Depending upon your business, the type of business insurance that you need will vary. It could be that you need just general liability business insurance. But whatever it is, make sure that you have the proper coverage in place that you can feel protected. If something goes wrong, you're covered, okay? And that could be from a client perspective. Maybe something happens there. Maybe something happens when your employees are working in your warehouse, working in your factory, packing boxes, whatever the case may be. There's so many things that we could go on with business that will require this liability insurance and just general business insurance. But guys, make sure you have it. This is not an area that you want to skip out on if you're trying to relieve some stress when it comes to finances. Okay, the next thing that I want to make sure that you're doing is that you are focused on your profits versus your revenue. One of the many stressful things that I've seen business owners run into is that they have these hefty. They have these sales goals, these revenue goals that they've made for themselves. And they actually reach them, which is awesome. But here's the problem by being focused on revenue versus profits. They're so excited that they've made these sales, that they've generated this revenue. But then at the end of the day, here's what they run into, guys. They don't have any of that money left. And they don't have any of that money left because they weren't managing their expenses. So while they had all these goals that were built around revenue and the sales that they were going to bring in, it didn't mean that they had profit money left for their pockets at the end of the day. Okay, so how you avoid that is you base your mindset, you ensure that you are focused on your profit goals, not just on your revenue goals. Yes, of course, you need to have revenue goals to be able to even make profit, for sure. But you want to make sure that you're focused on what is that bottom line number going to be, what is that ultimate profit number going to be, not just what are your sales going to be. Okay, so make sure you do that today. Make sure that you know what your goals are for profit, just not revenue. Okay, next one here. I cannot tell you how important this next tip is, you guys. It's going to sound basic, but it is essential. And this next tip is to quiet the noise. Here's what I mean by that. As business owners, it's human nature, and I should even say like it's human nature, not just business owners. We want to look and we want to see what the competitors are doing. We may look and see what our other friends who aren't even in our industry, we want to see what they're doing, right? We may see that a competitor is doing a price tweak. Maybe they've lowered their prices. Maybe we see that our competitor has gone and they've opened a brick and mortar store and that they're no longer just online. And what you do is you start thinking about all of these things as well. You start planning to open a brick and mortar. You start planning to lower your prices. And I want you to pump the brakes. You cannot look at what your competitors are doing and allow that to put pressure on you for what you need to do in your business and put that pressure on yourself, and you start to make financial decisions that aren't based on sound reason. It's purely based on the fact that you are letting the noise in, you're seeing what those competitors are doing, and you want to make sure that you're doing with what they're doing. But here's the thing, we don't know if what they're doing is right? We know nothing about what that business is doing or why they're making those business financial decisions. But what you know is you know what you're doing and you know why you're doing that. So I never want you to make financial decisions or really make business decisions that will impact your finances because you're looking at the competition, because you're looking at the noise, you're looking what this friend is doing or that friend is doing. Quiet it. Just quiet the noise. Don't look at what someone else in maybe a different industry, same industry is doing. Stay focused on your financial plan and what that roadmap looks like for you to accomplish your financial goals. I cannot tell you how incredibly important this one is, you guys. All right, and the very last tip that I'm going to give you to help kind of calm that stress a bit is to practice good financial hygiene. Practice good financial hygiene is the essential to mitigating that stress. I spent last episode talking all about financial hygiene, so if you have not checked out that episode, you want to make sure you go right now and check it out, because having good financial hygiene is going to be the key to mitigating that stress, making you that well-balanced, calm CEO that knows exactly what they're doing, that's confident in those business decisions that they're making. So you guys, that is it. There you have it. These are the tips to help you manage your finances with a lot less stress and to feel confident in those financial decisions that you're making. So make sure to drop a line below with any questions or comments on today's episode, and I cannot wait to talk to you next week. Thanks for tuning in.